Hello and welcome to this session, and in this session we shall dive deep a little more into the Python programming language. In this session particularly, we are going to be coding our first Python program. Well, in fact, in this session, you shall realize that Python as a programming language is a programmer's dream. It is such a simple programming language that you shall feel like as though you are communicating in English language with the computer. So, what really are the features of Python that makes it so simple for beginners to begin with? Let's explore. Let's begin our programming journey with Python with a simple program to compute the area of a circle. Well, all of you know that this happens to be a circular shape in geometry and that this happens to be the radius of the circle. And I'm sure all of you in your school days would have learned that the formula to compute the area of a circle is that area is equal to pi r square. You know that here r represents the radius and hence our formula shall become that area is equal to pi into the radius square. Just in case I consider the radius of my circle as 5. Then obviously here in the formula 5 shall be substituted, so the area becomes pi into 5 square. Well, you know that 5 square happens to be 25, and you also know that pi as a mathematical constant has a value of 3.141. And hence, upon computation, what I shall be getting is that the area is 78.525. Well, this is what is the area and its value happens to be 78.525. But then all of this mathematical concept, how do we really express it in the Python programming code? Let me explain. Consider this to be the Python program code. And in this code, I will have to be declaring a variable called radius and I will have to initialize it to 5. And you know I will have to compute the area and that the formula for area happens to be pi into radius into radius. Well, this is nothing but pi r square. Not just that, you also know the value of pi, that it happens to be 3.141. And then obviously the area would have got computed, but then you will have to display the value of that area on the output screen, and hence I shall be having this print command which shall be printing the area. Pretty simple, right? That is why Python is considered to be a programming language which is almost similar to English. Look at this. Any beginner would definitely be able to understand this, and upon execution I shall be getting the result as 78.525. Well, that is what I had told you previously mathematically, that if we have a circle with the radius as 5, then obviously its area is going to be 78.525. Anyway, now that you have understood your first program, let me dive a little deeper and explain to you the nuances around this program. You know what? The output with respect to the area that you have got here is not correct. Well, if you'll ask me as to why it is not correct, that's precisely because the value of pi is not just 3.141. The value of pi does not stop at 3 places after the decimal point. Actually, this is the value of pi. And it is impossible for us to remember this, right? But the point is, this is also not the accurate value of pi. In fact, pi happens to be such a mathematical constant which shall be having infinite number of decimal places without repeating. That is how the value of pi is. Any which way, even if we consider these many decimal places after the decimal point in our program and then execute, you can see we have got the output as 78.5398 and so on. But then your previous output was this. And you can notice the difference in the output. In other words, whenever you are writing a program code that shall be involving mathematical constants, then it is always suggested for you to be making use of the modules that Python provides us. By making use of such modules and the constants present in such modules, that you shall be able to write better and efficient programs. What do I really mean by all of this? Let me explain. There is a certain module called the math module that Python provides us. Well, at this point in time, you may not know as to what a module is and what really is the utility of the math module, and let me tell you that by the end of this course on Python, you shall be a master in this programming language. But then, as of now, all that I would wish to say is that Python provides us with a module called as math, and that math module, we have to import it into our program, and that is what this line is doing. And we have imported it. What next? Well, all that you have to do is to remove this lengthy constant constant which anyway you cannot remember it practically, and at its place all that you have to tell is math.py. Yes, pi happens to be a predefined constant which is present in the math module, and by making use of this you can get rid of the burden of remembering the lengthy value of pi. Pretty simple, right? And now upon execution you can notice I've got the same output. Well, now I'm sure all of you have been able to understand that why really Python is preferred is because not just would you be writing your programming code in simple English words, but then wherever you find things difficult, that Python would have provided us with the required module, and by making use of the right kind of module and the features present in the module, that you can easily continue on with your coding. Anyway, now if you look at this output, you can see that it is such a lengthy output. So many decimal places are there after the decimal point. I really don't want such a lengthy output. In other words, the number of digits that are printed after the decimal points need to be cut down. How to achieve it? Let me explain. If you'll really have to control the number of digits to be printed after the decimal point, then all that you have to do is to format your output. You know that it is this print command which is actually printing the output on the screen, and that you need to format the output, and for that you need to just tell it as %f like this. Here %f definitely is instructing the Python interpreter to control the number of digits that get printed after the decimal point, just that you will also have to bring in a percentage over here. Well, all of this is pretty simple, right? That without this we had got a lot of digits after the decimal point, but now you want to format it. So in the print command you will have to say this %f and also attach a percentage to the variable that needs to be formatted, and upon doing this you can notice that this happens to be the output. Well, now you can notice that we have exactly 6 digits after the decimal point. Well, that is how the %f format specifier behaves by default. It shall be printing up to 6 digits after the decimal point. Well, if you really don't want 6, if you really want only 3 digits after the decimal point, then you need to bring in this 0.3 over here. Here, by specifying it as 0.3f, you are telling that after the decimal point that there have to be just 3 digits. And now upon execution, you can notice that we have indeed got the output, but then after the decimal point that we have just 3 digits. Anyway, I'm sure gradually in this session you're understanding the newer features associated with Python, but all said and done, let me tell you that this style of formatting happens to be the old style of formatting. There are other new styles of formatting about which I shall be discussing moving forward, but all said and done, what I really wanted my learners to understand is that if you'll just tell print area, then this was the output that you had got. If you'll say %f and bring in a percentage over here as well, then by default you'll be getting 6 digits after the decimal point. And if you'll really want to control that, and in case you want 3 decimal digits, that you just need to bring in a 0.3 over here, in which case we shall be getting 3 digits after the decimal point. In case you'll tell a 0.2 over here, then you shall be getting 2 digits after the decimal point. Well, I'm sure that my learners are now gradually understanding as to how we can code using Python. I know that you have still not understood the meaning of import. I do understand that you have still not understood as to what a module is. That way, there are so many aspects in this programming code that you don't have a complete detail and clarity about. Don't worry. Moving forward, definitely you shall be knowing everything that you have to know about this very important programming language that is going to be ruling the 21st century, and this is an assurance from my end. But then in this session where we have just begun coding on Python, that I'm sure at a macro level all of my learners have been able to broadly understand as to what this programming code is doing. Anyway, let me delve a little more deeper and take you into the finer nuances of Python. No doubt, this programming code works perfectly fine, but then I would wish to further improvise it. Well, what I mean by saying that way is that here you can notice that the value of radius has been hard-coded as 5. Normally, in programming, we should never hard-code the values this way. Rather, it is always better to take the input from the user regarding the radius. And if I'll really have to take the input from the user, then all that I have to do is to remove this 5 and bring the input method over here. Not just should I be bringing the input method, I will also have a message displayed to the user. Well, whatever is the message that you would wish to display to the user, that you need to be providing inside the input method like this. Well, all that I am requesting the user over here is to enter the radius of the circle. And rest of the code is perfectly fine. And now, if in case I shall be proceeding with my execution, you can notice that indeed my program is asking me to enter the radius of the circle. And say supposing I enter the radius of the circle as 5, then oops, instead of getting the output, I am getting an error message over here. And if you would notice the error message, it is telling that it is a type error, meaning that there is an error that has occurred in the data type. And also it is suggesting me that we need to be specifying the type as float. Well, if all of this is confusing, anyway, moving forward, I shall be clarifying every single detail for you. But as of now, all that I want my learners to understand is that whenever you are going to be collecting the input by making use of the input method, then it is your responsibility to specify as to what that input data should be treated as. Well, what I mean to say is that this entire piece of code which is helping me to collect the input from the user needs to be enclosed within the float method. Yes, what this float is suggesting over here is that whatever the user keys in should be treated as of type float, and that float value is what shall be assigned to radius. That is all that it actually means. All that I would wish to tell my learners is that this is still the first program that we are coding in Python, and that I am taking you deeper and deeper into the nuances of Python. So don't be worried too much about all of these detailing. All that you need to remember is that whenever you are using the input method to collect the input from the user, it is important for you to be typecasting that input to the required format. Here, by writing it as float over here, I am telling that whatever is the detail that shall be given by the user regarding the radius, that it needs to be explicitly converted to the float type and then assigned to the radius. Anyway, moving forward, I shall be speaking about all of this in great detail, but now upon execution, you can notice that we are not getting the output. Rather, a message is being displayed that you need to enter the radius of the circle. Now, it's your choice. You can enter the radius as 5 or 6 or 10 or whatever you want, but then I shall be entering the radius as 5, and now you can notice that I have got the required output. So all said and done, what I want my learners to understand is that previously you had hard-coded the input like this as 5, and that is not a good style of programming. You should always take the input from the users, and hence I made use of the input method. But then obviously a message has to be displayed to the user, and this was the message that I displayed to the user. But then whatever the user keys in, it will not be in our required format, which is why I am telling to my Python interpreter here that whatever the user keys in, please convert it to float type and then give it to radius. That is all that this line is actually indicating. And now upon execution, again it is asking me to enter the radius, and in case this time I would not wish to enter the radius as 5, rather I would enter it as 6. And now you can notice that I have got the corresponding area. All said and done, all that I wanted my learners to understand through this is that it is always a good programming practice not to hard code, rather write the code such that the input shall be taken from the user. I hope I am completely clear with this. So in this session wherein you are involved in coding your first Python program, that I am sure that you are gradually gaining in confidence. Python programming is definitely not difficult, provided you understand every nuance associated with it. Well, to this program that you have already understood, I would wish to make one final change in this session. When the final area is getting printed, I would also wish a message to be attached to the area. What I mean to say is that in this print command, I would be having this message that the area of a circle is, and then I want the area to get printed. Well, now upon execution, you can notice that it is asking me to enter the radius of a circle, and in case I enter it as 7, then you can notice that not only is the area getting printed, it is also getting printed with a readable message attached that the area of a circle is, and then it is saying the area is 153.938. In fact, this is an even better way of coding. All said and done, there is so much more that I need to tell about Python programming, and definitely in the next session, we shall be diving deeper and understanding as to how you can really comment the program that you have written, because commenting definitely happens to be a very important aspect when it comes to professional coding. not just about commenting. There are many other aspects that I need to discuss with you, but then this session being a session wherein you have coded your first Python program, I'm sure it was fun learning how to code in Python. That way, if you'll have to master this programming language, which is the language that is going to define the job roles of the 21st century, that you need to just continue watching this video series. Thanks for watching. Let's meet again in my next session.